How do you keep that data? How do you track the data? Because there's some things I do find it, even as much as tech leveraged as we are, the I do find it difficult to track everything. Even though I want to track everything, and tracking everything is basically tracking nothing. But
Yeah.
how do you find good simple ways that don't require manual inputs, which is that's the worst, is having like requiring some sort of manual input for data. Are there easier ways? Do you have any tips on that?
So one, I would, you got to get to first principles. What is most important for that role? And every role is going to be different. Like if it's a sales role, um, you know, close ratio is going to be really important. Another one, if they're like a intake person, speed to lead is going to be really important. So how fast does that person follow up with somebody who contacts your firm? So there's going to be different things. Now, some of those are, like you've said, AI is starting to take over some of those functions. Um, there's a lot of different tools. I honestly, I'm learning about AI tools all the time that do really neat stuff. I don't want to do any third party advertising, but there are tools out there that, I mean, I'm aware of one AI tool that'll look at what you're doing and bill it to the appropriate client, so you don't have to keep track of your time. So there's all sorts of tools out there, and yeah, I mean, manual is not ideal, but even if you're doing it manually, you're at least tracking the data somewhat. It's better than nothing, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Is
Yeah.
it's better than nothing. And um, I a lot of people, they get overwhelmed, like, oh my goodness, there's so many things to track. Yeah, there is. Just pick one. Just start picking, one or two. Start small, build it out over time. It's a lot harder to like track 10 and start tracking all 10 at once. Get in the habit of just tracking one or two things and then go from there.
I love that advice. It's just great advice. It's consistent with everything I've heard from everyone from like Jason Selk to anyone else that is talks about KPIs or the key things you should be focusing on. So I think that's great.
Yeah, and on that, there's a, I don't know if it's often attributed to Einstein. It says not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts, can be counted. And so there are some things that are a little bit more difficult to track, and yeah, not everything's going to fall into a nice number. And I think sometimes we get overly fixated on numbers. And while I'm very big on data driven decisions, I mean that's what the AI systems that we've built are all about. You do need to recognize that we can get over fixated on numbers.